guys, what's up? It's Naomi the Crafty Savage here, and I'm back with this week's Wip Chat. If you're new to diamond painting, WIP stands for work in progress, not a whip. We ain't whipping people over here. Get your dirty minds out the gutter. Jeez Louise, I tell ya. I ain't gonna blame you though. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. The first time I started diamond painting, and I'm hearing like whips and DP, and I'm like, excuse me, what? What did I sign up for? I just want to put little thingies on the right symbol. You'll get there. Have no fear. But excuse me, where are my manners? My mama, I can hear her in my head now. How are you guys? I hope you are doing fabulous and wonderful. I'm having a nice week. I mean, nothing really bad happened. Nothing, all excited. Well, no, I lied. There is something. There is something, guys. Oh my gosh. It just like tickled me pink. And I'm like so excited about it. I'm just over here knocking stuff down. Don't mind that. Alrighty, so where did we leave off last week? Right? So yeah, there was that, douche canoe. Yeah, he's gone. We'll get in, and believe me, he didn't get the hint the first time. He got it this time. Oh yes, he did. So let's see. I just real quickly before I get into my whipping chats, you guys have probably noticed I've been doing a lot of unboxings by the artist Shay J. Reed. One of my amazing subscribers, had ordered all these diamond paintings, reached out, said, hey, I don't have a channel, but if you want to show these on your channel, go ahead. I was like, blown away, like that's fantastic. Well, I guess, it's not fortunate, but I guess you know what I mean, just the way the world works. Shay J. Reed's husband is actually, in the hospital right now. So he's going to be out of work for 6 weeks. He basically is, the one that works and pays the majority of the bills. So, she's like, I guess, stressing. And I would be too. I'm not going to lie. I'd be stressing too. Of how it's all going to work. So it just, I guess it's just, perfect timing that I just happened to get them. So bear with me, guys. I have one more just regular diamond painting of hers. And then starting in April, I'm going to be starting her alphabet series, showing a painting. I think what I'm going to do is on Thursdays, because I have my whipping chats. I figured it out. I got to look at a calendar. Or I think on Thursdays, I won't release an unboxing of hers. And I think, yeah, it'll take me out to like the end of the month. So there won't be any Thursdays unboxing. They'll just be my regular, whipping chat. Saturday, you'll get a double dose of me, we're going to learn our ABC Shay J. Reed style for the month of April. Okay, so enough about that. Also, I wanted to thank everybody, like, for your kind words. You know how to make a girl feel loved. Like I said, that douche canoe, not so much. And I can definitely say he's a freaking douche canoe after half the stuff I learned. Like, I think moving forward, I'm just going to have like a questionnaire and be like, all right, I'm going to need to ask you like XYZ and ABC. And like, yeah, don't be looking at me like that, because, yeah, the crap I've dealt with, like, There is a reason I am asking some like very deep personal questions. Like, no, thank you. I'm good. Like, and if you can't answer them, yeah. Oh gosh, guys, when I say I dodged a freaking bullet, like I straight up dodged a bullet. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, so it was actually on Thursday. I got a text from Douche Canoe, saying, like, good morning, beautiful. I don't know why. Yeah, like, I don't get it. Like, did he think I was joking when I said, like, go have fun with that chick in St. Pete? Like, are you, I don't know. He must have, like, fallen out of his tree and bumped his head. Like, if he thought, like, and I didn't even hear anything from him on Wednesday. No. Yeah. So, yeah, I just kind of, like, ignored him. Because I'm like, I'm not a second freaking option. Like, I'm not some toy that you can just, put back on a shelf or throw in the corner and, I'm just going to be there waiting for you to return. Like, no, I will not. Like, I don't know, maybe if you come back in like a day or two, like, you might still find me there, acting a fool, being all up in my feelings. But after a couple days, I'm like, I'm good. Like, I'm really, really good. I think I stuck too much of this in here, but I don't care. And this is not the way you're supposed to do it, but, do I ever do anything the way you're supposed to do it? No, not really. What did Jenny say? Like scissors? I don't think I have any scissors. Anywho. But, yeah. So, like, I just ignored them. And then I don't know if it was just maybe, like, not stress, but just, like, emotional, just being all up in my feelings. But, like, Thursday, I freaking fell asleep. I got done work. I took Roscoe out. I remember I fed Roscoe. And I just, like, crashed. Like, the last thing I remember, I think it was, like, around 6. And then I woke up to it being 9:30. And I'm like, holy Hannah, like... But sometimes that's Florida. Sometimes if the heat, like if it's cold here, and when I say cold, that would be like you're warm if you're not from down here. It gets cold here, and then like when it starts getting hot again, I don't know, it wipes you out. It legit wipes you out. But yeah, so then, Friday I got up and I'm like, all right, I got this. I'm a big girl, all that good stuff, right? So I go to the bank. Of course I get Gabriel, right? So Gabriel's like all excited for me, and he's like, tell me all about this guy. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, yeah, no, it didn't last long. And Gabriel's like, what? And the other lady, the one that waited on me on Monday, she was like, what? She was like, that was fast. And I was like, yeah. And I kind of quickly broke it down. And, Gabriel, I love him to freaking death. I did have to break his heart this week, but we'll get into that. So he's like he basically, he was like, he is not worth it. He's like, you are better off without him. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Yep. And then, see, I talked to my best friend Allison on Friday, and she was in the car with her mom and her 2 daughters, and she was like, oh, so, tell me all about this guy, because everybody's like, what? Like, there's a guy? What? Naomi started talking to a guy? And I'm like, yeah, no, it didn't it didn't last long. And she was like, what? She was like, tell me all about it. And I'm like, and I literally turned around and I was like, are the girls in the car? And she's like, yeah. She's like, so is my mom. And I was like, well, I'm just going to have to, tell you about it later. I'm like, I don't care if her mom were to hear me. Her mom's freaking awesome. I love her mom. But yeah, like I was, I guess not in that like, I don't know, not like sad, like I was in that like, I was pissed. Like I was like, I wasted almost a week, not quite a week, but still, like, I don't know. I'm just at the age where I'm like, I just don't want to be wasting my freaking time anymore. Like, if you want to go play, little reindeer games, go somewhere else and waste somebody else's time, because no thank you. No thank you. But yeah, no, I was like, well, I'll just tell you later. Because I knew that I would not be able to like control my mouth, and there's some things that, like, when I've talked to Allison before and the girls are in the car, like, I can rearrange things, say things a different way where the girls have, no clue what I'm talking about. It sounds all, sweet and innocent, but Allison knows, she knows me, and I'd say 9 out of 10 times she gets, where I'm like using like cursive language to, not come out and say it. So, well, here, yeah. So she was like, okay, like, well, I'll call you later. And I'm like, okay, sounds good. And then also on Friday, I got pictures of Chicky Nuggy and Moose in their Easter hats, like the little bunny hats that I made them. Oh my gosh, guys, Chicky Nuggy, I'm telling you, that girl, as much as I don't want to live somewhere where it's cold, if that girl turned around and said, Aunt Nay, will you come live here in Antarctica, like, where you'll have icicles hanging off your nose, I'd be like, I will be there in 2 seconds. I would be all over that. I don't know how she has that power over me, but she does. She does. So yeah, I got the cute little adorable pictures of Chicky Nuggy and Moose. Chicky Nuggy, like, she loves it. From what I have heard, she likes to walk around being a bunny, like, and I'm like, yeah, that's what it's all about. She's trying to steal Moose's, but I have to make Moose another, like, Moose Whoopie, because Chicky Nuggy stole it and is not allowing Moose to have it. Even though, like, how many of those bunny ones did I make for Chicky Nuggy so she didn't have to go look for her bunny? I forget, was it like 4? It's either 4 of them or 6 of them. Like, yep. So it's not that, she don't have her own, special, like, Aunt Nay would be made for her yet. Like, no. Moose has one, and Chicky Nuggy's like, yep, nope, you can't have it. So I've already ordered the Moose. I still have the same yarn. I'll just whip Moose up another one. And yeah, I'm also going to probably sometime in, I think, June. I forget if I talked about this before. Hold on, I'm just trying to find this down arrow. Sometime in June, she doesn't have a date yet, but Chicky Nuggy and Moose are getting christened, so I'm going to probably fly up to Pennsylvania for the weekend. See if I can smuggle a Chicky Nuggy on a plane, or a Moose. I don't think they'll notice. I think Chicky Nuggy would notice if my brother was gone. She is a, like, hardcore daddy's girl. Like, I don't know if I told you guys when I was up there a couple months ago and I made the mistake, like, when I say, like, this girl, like, she don't really cry that much. Like, she's always just so happy, right? And she was up in her room, she just got out of her, her tubby, and I turned around to her and I was like, all right, Chicky Nuggy, you know, like I'm going to go downstairs, you know, and swap places with Daddy. Oh, dear Lord, I said the D word. She lost her ever-loving mind, screaming for my brother. And I'm like, child, like, you are not thinking, you know, like the kid that I grew up with, demon seed, you know, hangs the moon and the stars. Like, no, sweetheart. When we get older, we're going to have a conversation. I'm like, yeah. But yeah, no, she is a hardcore major league, like, daddy's girl. That's what she is. It's funny. My brother makes, like, these little posts on Facebook, like, every, like, month into their life. And it's freaking hysterical. It is hysterical. Like, he makes it seem that, like, Chicky Nuggy thinks he's an imbecile. I love it. Like, I absolutely love it. But, yeah. And then also on Friday, so I ran to go check the mail. And my son was at my aunt's house, and he was, like, playing basketball. And when I say, like, I was like, you know you're supposed to take the ball and, like, shoot it into the hoop or bounce it off, like, the backboard, you know? Like, no. He was straight up, like, shooting the ball, and it's going right up over the backboard. And I'm like, no. So I was like, here, let me show you how that's done, right? So I literally, like, and I haven't shot a basketball. I mean, I never really played basketball, but when I was younger, that was the thing to do, to go hang out at the basketball courts. And yeah, that's what I did. I've watched a lot of basketball. So, you know, I just kind of, like, took it and dribbled the ball. It was, like, at the 3-point line, and I was like, whoop, and just shot it right in. And I mean, like, it went right in. And I turned around to him, and I was like, did you see that? I'm like, that's how it's done. I'm like, but I got to go because I got to go back to work. And he was like, Mom, how did you do that? And I mean, I'm still sitting there like, how the hell did I do that? Like, that was just straight up pure luck. And then, let's see. So then, you know, I came back and I finished up work. And I freaking fell asleep again on Friday. Like, I fell asleep early. And it was, like I said, it's actually been, like, warmer these last 2 days here than it was Thursday and Friday. But it was still kind of like, I don't know. I think because it was, like, we kind of had, like, a little bit of, like, a cold snap, that Thursday and Friday when it warmed up, it was, I don't know, it drains you. It does. It just drains you. So then, you know, Saturday, Allison calls me and she's like, okay, I'm not around the girls, you know, fill me in. So, I mean, I filled her in, and she told me, and I'm glad she said this, right? So her one daughter, the oldest one, Kaya, she turns around and she goes, ooh, so what, is Aunt Nay just going to text you? She's like, well, I'll read them and I'll find out what's going on. And I'm like, well, that's good to know. I'm like, I won't be, you know, I'll make sure to not be saying too much there. I'm like, this is going to be like, we're only speaking on the phone. And, yeah. So, yeah, Kaya, how old is Kaya going to be? I think she's going to be 10 this year. Oh, good Lord. There's a funny story about when Allison was pregnant with Kaya. Yeah, but we won't get into that. But, you know, sometimes just remind me to tell the story. Or, you know what, the next time I'm up in Pennsylvania, if I see Allison, I'll have her tell the story of, like, a couple days before Allison had Kaya, what me and her did at work to try to get that baby to come out. I promised that baby I'd bring her a lollipop if she came out and played with me. And let me tell you, I kept my promise. Now, just because Allison was mean and she ate both of Kaya's lollipops. Now, you know, she tried telling me she was a newborn, blah, 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 blah. Look, I held up my bargain. That girl came out to play with me. I brought her lollipops. It's like a little joke that I have. Like with my friends when they're pregnant. I like yell in their belly. I'll be like, come out and play with me. I'll bring you candy. And then they pop out and I bring like gourmet lollipops to the hospital. See, I've been working on a crochet blanket. Like, I really haven't been diamond painting here lately. I'm just, like, I'm definitely not, because I think, Saturday is the 1st? For Mermaids and Magic, like, I don't know, I might have gotten a 30 by 40 section done. I had it sectioned out, and that's how far I got. Yeah, like I said, I go through, like, this phase where I'm just like, I don't want to diamond paint right now. And I'll, like, work on other things. Or I won't even craft. Like, sometimes I'm just, like, I just need to take a break from, like, crafting and just, I don't know, veg out or adult, you know, whatever it is I need to do. So, Saturday, like I said, I like working on a blanket off and on here. So I'm working on that blanket. It's not Moose's. Moose's will literally, I could probably sit down tomorrow and get that done. You know, it's just waiting for the moose to come in and then, sewing that freaking moose on there. Like now I'm remembering I ordered the same moose, like the little tiny one where with Chicky Nuggy with the bunnies, I cut the head off and then sewed them onto the whoopee. Yeah, no, with mooses, it was so small. I, like, sewed the butt onto it. So, we'll see. But then, I had to run to the 7-Eleven. Like, I noticed, it was kind of like, I think it was like around 11 o'clock at night. And I ran to the 7-Eleven to go get more Fruit Punch Rock Stars. Because, I don't know, I didn't feel like doing it the next day. And no, there's got to be a reason, because if I at least have one, I'll be like, I'll wait. So I must not have had any left. So I ran to the 7-Eleven, and oh my gosh, like these kids around here. So obviously, like I'm sitting at the light, and it turns, you know, and this is when these kids decide that they're going to run across the freaking street, right? Well, let me back up. One kid ran across the street. The other, like 3 or 4 of them, just took like their sweet freaking time crossing the street. And I'm like, I swear to everything that is holy, like if I miss this freaking turn because you decided to, you know, go across the street, and I'd be in the wrong if I freaking hit you. Yeah, I don't. And then, you know, like it makes me think, and I'm like, and where the hell are your parents at that you're out roaming the street at 11 o'clock at night? I don't get it. I don't get it. But yeah, like it irritated me. Like it'd be different, like if they had the, oh dear Lord, what is the name of it? On the crosswalk, I know the name of it, and I can't, Fudgesticles. And anywho, where you, like, where it allows you to walk, you know, like where you have the right of way to walk in the crosswalk. No, they didn't even do that. And believe me, like I was contemplating, I was like, you know, if I just turn into these mofos, am I gonna get in trouble? Because technically, like, they don't have the right of way, like. But you know, I'm like, no, be the bigger person, you know. And I made it to the 7-Eleven, and I got my drinks, and yeah, it is what it is. But right before I left to go to the 7-Eleven, like I'm sitting in my car, and when I walked out, like the one neighbor, they don't usually have a car in their parking spot, but there was like this truck there, and it wasn't like his headlights, but it almost looked like I don't know, like they put like almost like a row of like 4 lights, but they weren't that big on like the hood of a truck. And they were on, and I was like, and like I said, it was like around 11 o'clock at night, and I know there was a baby in the house, and I was like, do I like knock on the door? Do I not? You know, so I'm like, you know, well, maybe it's just, you know, the person. So anywho, I get in my car and I start it up, and my car has a turbo engine, and if I don't let it like sit for like, I don't know, a couple seconds, like before I put it in drive, or like reverse and I go to put it in drive, it goes. It's just not all that happy about going. So literally, as I'm doing that, like somebody peeks out their window, and like I see them, and I'm thinking like, what the hell are they freaking looking at? But I'm like, well, obviously they're up. Let me just quick jump out. You know, I'll go knock on their door, let them know like, hey, the light's on, because from their door they can't see that parking spot, so they wouldn't be able to see it. They didn't bother to answer the door. I'm like, you know what? Like, I know you're right behind the door, dude. Like, you literally just looked at me, and it took me less than, like, 10 seconds to get out of my car to your front door to knock. I'm like, screw it. You know, like, I tried to be the good neighbor. I tried to let you know, like, hey, somebody at your house, their lights are on their vehicle. Like, depending on how long they're staying, that might not be a good thing. But, you know, if you want to be a creeper creeping out your window, looking at me, you know, as I'm in my car, but you can't answer your door because I'm trying to be nice, no. Have a good day with your dead battery in your car that won't start the next morning. But by the time I got back, that car was gone. Like I said, I figured, I'm like, it's probably just, I don't know, because there's usually not a car in that parking spot. But, you know, I tried to do my good deed. I can't help people didn't want to answer their door, but no harm, no foul, right? Right. So then, let me see, on Sunday, I just kind of crocheted more of that blanket. Like, I don't know, I was like in a crocheting mood, and this is kind of what I did. I decided I was going to sign up for eHarmony, right? Holy crap. I figured, okay, you know, like if you're paying for like a dating site, you know, and these guys are like paying for it, like they got to be more serious, and they're not going to waste my freaking time, right? Because I'm so tired of just finding straight up just like either men that don't have their ish together, or like you dodge a major freaking bullet. Yeah. Oh my gosh, when I say I dodged a bullet, like I dodged a freaking bullet with that one. Like like I would be going to jail, I think, if I ever saw that mofo again. Yeah, because he's just disgusting. Like, just disgusting. Anywho, let's not get me all riled up, because that will, like, piss me off. Let's just say he's not a nice person. And, yeah. Anywho, where was I at? Yeah, so I signed up for, you know, eHarmony because, you know, as you guys have heard, some of my little dating stories of some of the men that I've met here in Florida, that's a laughing riot of a freaking joke. They're more like little boys dressing up, you know, trying to be men. And they're just, yeah. So I figured, I'm like, okay, let me pay for this dating website. And I don't know, I'm not liking it so far, you know. And of course, you know, I'm the a-hole that I'm like, well, let me sign up for a year. And I was gonna try to go cancel it. Well, here, if I cancel it, I'm still gonna be charged monthly. You know, it just won't automatically renew. I'm like, gosh, hopefully this gets better here. I don't know. And then my oldest son, he came over and we had lunch. Not lunch, dinner. So that was pretty cool. And he told me, like, I think with him, like, living at the dorms now, he misses, like, food. So he told me, he's like, I'm going to have to come over here more often. And I'm like, well, you know, I'm always, well, I don't want to say I'm always here. I said that to somebody last night, and 9 out of 10 times, I'm always home. I'm a creature of habit, and yeah, I was not home last night. So, anywho, so yeah, my son came over. I think I just, you know, after he left, I watched more Manifest. You know, Monday rolled around, and we all know how I feel about, you know, my favorite best friend of a freaking Monday. I'm not all like, yippee, let's jump out of bed, but I'm like, if you want to get paid, you better get your butt out of bed, because ain't nobody else cutting you that check. So I got my butt up out of bed, and I went to the bank, and I had to break Gabriel's heart. Like, it broke my heart. I even told my boss when he said this, I said, you're cutting into my Gabriel time. But, yeah, we're going to start doing, hopefully we'll have it all set up here, I don't know, by like sometime in May or June. We're going to be switching over to direct deposit, where I just have to type the stuff in and bada bing, bada boom. You know, I don't got to go to the bank anymore, at least on Monday. I still have to go to the bank on Friday to deposit the one subs check. So I was like, but yeah, I had to break Gabriel's heart on Monday, you know, and let him know that our time is going to be, you know, limited. We need to enjoy and embrace all the time we get together here at the bank. I don't know. I swear, like, you would think I was, like, in a relationship with this dude. No, Gabriel is just, he's awesome. He's got a girlfriend. You know, like I said, it was just very coincidental that for like months, and I mean like months, it was like, it didn't matter if there was a line, there really wasn't a line, like, just, I usually wound up with Gabriel, you know, so we just kind of like, not connect, like, I mean, like, we don't hang out, you know, it's not like, I bet you, I'd probably be like, hey, Gabriel, we need to hang out. Like, invite your girlfriend. Come on, we're going to go out and have fun. I should maybe do that. Maybe I will. I'd be like, come on, Gabriel. Bring your girlfriend out. I want to meet your girlfriend that you talk about. Yeah, I mean, like, me and Gabriel straight up, like, we have conversations at the bank. Like, oh, so, but, you know, I reassured him. I was like, don't worry. I'm like, you'll still see me on Fridays. I'm like, you know, if I have to mess up Domingo's check and have to come back home and recut it 6 times, so that means I'm coming back to the bank 7, that's what I'll do. No. So, yeah, like I said, I mean, I don't mind running to the bank, but it is a lot easier with direct deposit, you know, just as long as I basically do what I do now, except I would have to change the day I do payroll, where usually I do them on Mondays, but with direct deposit, I think I'd have to, if I'm remembering, I had to, like, have the hours turned in and all that by Thursday or Friday for it to be deposited on Monday. So I'm like, well, that would kind of free up my Monday a little bit, because my Mondays are slammed. Slammed. But also on Monday on my way to the bank, you know, freaking, that, I don't even know. I need to think of a freaking name for him. I'll think of some sarcastic freaking name for this dude. I just don't, I don't know, pig? pervert. I don't know. I'll come up with something. Help me think of a guy. Help me think of a guy. Help me think of a name for that dude that I just kind of like wasted. You know that. Oh my gosh. I don't know. Looking back on it now, I'm like, Naomi, you were willing to stop calling manatees floaty potatoes, you know? And I'm like, and how long did you know him? You know, and he's already trying to change you, like, I don't know. Yeah. I dodged a major bullet. Like I said, I was not budging with the chicky nugget or moose. Like, he could go freaking kick rocks on a sandy beach of broken glass barefoot. Like, that was not going to happen. But, yeah. So, what else did I do? But, yeah, no. He texted me on my way to the bank. And, you know, of course, like, it plays in my freaking car. So I hear it, and I'm like road rage. And I'm like, calm your freaking hormones down there, girlfriend. Like, you don't, No. And I mean, like, when I got to the bank, like, I wanted to respond, you know what I mean? And I was like, nope, just calm down. I come out from the bank, you know, and he had sent another message. So I just kind of like was like, you know, he thanked me for doing something for him. And I was like, you know, you're welcome. You know, I'm glad to see, you know, your fingers aren't broke. You know, like, he just thought it was some freaking joke. And I told him, I'm like, I'm not somebody, you know, that, like, I'm not a freaking second option. Like, I really felt like telling him to go play in traffic. That's what I really felt like doing. Like, if you want to play games, go do that. Be my guest. Not me. I'm not the one. So, yes, you know, I fell down and bumped my head and got in my feelings there for a couple days. But then I came back and was like, psh, yeah, no, fix your crown, get up off the ground, wipe your face, and keep going, girlfriend, because he ain't freaking worth it. And that's what I did. That's what I did. And then I was laying in bed in my bedroom, and I'm watching TV, and I see this thing out of, like, the corner of my eye, and it's a freaking spider. I'm like, no, not these things again. Like, I swear it's like they come, like, with the season. So I'm like, okay, well, I've seen one spider now, so, and I mean, and these things are not, like, little spiders. No. They ain't little spiders. So, you know, I grabbed the closest thing I could, which was mosquito repellent, and I sprayed that sucker until he fell down, and then I grabbed him, and I squished him in toilet paper, and I flushed him down the toilet just to make sure that, you know, he couldn't come back to life and come crawling out of my trash can. Because, you know, they can do that. I don't know if you're aware of that, but they can. Just an FYI. A little public service announcement from me this week. So then, you know, right before I go to bed, I always take Roscoe out. And I don't know what I was doing, if I was looking on something on my phone, and I noticed that, like, he was eating something, and I'm like, what the hell are you eating? And I pull him over here, like, pull him closer to me and make him drop it, and I hear it's freaking cat poop. I'm like, oh my gosh, you nasty freaking dog. Like, it's bad enough that, like, people don't pick up after their own dogs. Like, most of us do. But it's like out front, there's somebody walking their dog, and it's like they're just not picking it up. And that just, I don't know why, that just irritates me. I'm like, if you're not gonna, you know, be a responsible pet owner, like, don't have a pet. I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's not that hard. Now, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Do I really enjoy bending down and picking up Roscoe's poop? No, not really. I mean, I can't sit there and say it's like my favorite thing to do on the list of things to do today. But I'm not just going to leave it like laying there for, somebody else to step in or for me to step in. Like, no, you pick it up and you throw it in the trash. I mean, if you really want to be brave, pick it up with your hands. I don't care. Pick it up. That's all I'm going to say on that. Let's see. Tuesday, is just work, catching up on things, and yeah, it's the end of the quarter, so my brain just wants to like, that's kind of where my brain is at. And I still have to file the quarterly taxes, but technically I have till Friday. Well, two of them I have until Friday. It doesn't, like, I have to get it paid by the last day of the month. The other ones, as long as I get them filed before the end of April for this first quarter, I will be okay. Usually it's like, just like knock them out of the way right away, so that way I don't even have to worry about it. And I don't know, this week I'm off, but I'm coming back. I'm getting there. Like I said, dude kind of knocked me down a little bit, but I got back up and he never saw it coming. Like I said, he would have been better off just leaving me the hell alone. Like I said, I'm not a second option. Now, if he would have texted me, maybe like a couple days earlier, oh yeah, you could have gotten me. I would have been, that freaking dumb idiot that had been like, it's okay. No, it's not okay. You know what I mean? But yeah. Yeah, but no, he waited too long and caught me on a wrong day. Not today, Captain. Like I said, you can go take your reindeer games and play them with somebody else, because no. And then after work, I was taking Roscoe out, and ladies owner Bobby, kind of he saw me and he stopped me and he was like, hey, he's like, I got a question for you. And I'm like, yeah, sure. What? And he's like, I just got a job, working at the airport. He's like, can I start training tomorrow? He's like, the only thing is, he's like, I have to leave here by, 5:45, and lady is like, she's on a schedule, and he was like, is there any way that, you would be able to take her out for me, And I was like, yeah, sure. What time? And he's like, oh, anywhere from 9 to 10 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, you know what? That's actually perfect. I'm like, I start work at 8. I talk to my boss, and then I go, and my foot was stuck in the chair. Dear Lord, baby Jesus. And then I take Roscoe out. I'm like, so yeah, and he's like, I'll give you money. And I'm like, no, I don't want his money. I'm like, I don't think he understands. He's got an cute little puppy dog. If you don't know who Lady is, I posted a picture of her on my Instagram. Yes, I posted a picture of her this morning. Yeah, she's just the cutest little freaking thing. But yeah, no, he told me, he was like, I greatly appreciate it. He was like, I didn't know, who else to ask. He's like, and you're the only person that, I would trust taking her out. 'Cause Lady's his baby. And I'm like, I get it, that's how I am with Roscoe. I'm like, I'm not, asking just, any Joe Schmo, giving him a key to my house. And, yeah, so he had to actually run somewhere, and he's like, I'll be back later. He's like, I'll come drop, the key off, da-da-da. So I'm like, okay, well, Hero's actually supposed to go out tonight, which it's Wednesday for me. But, it was, hey, well, do you want to hang out, tonight, meaning Tuesday? And I was like, okay, so I went and I played pool, and Lady's dad texted me, and I was like, I'm so sorry. And of course, I never leave. How often, do you hear me say, oh, yeah, no, I went and did this. So I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, I'm just going to quick play a game of pool, and we get there, and it's you got to rent the table for, at least an hour. So I played pool for an hour, then I came home, went to bed. But he hid his key like in like the bushes in front of my house. And so, you know, I get home and I grab the key, and it's on the keychain. It is like puppy lady. Like, first off, like lady, to me, how old is she? I think she's like 9. She's like getting up there. But like to me, she's just so cute and little. Like, honestly, like a dog could be freaking 15 years old and I'm still calling it a puppy. Like, and you can't stop me. Like that is a puppy. But also because I think Lady's like just so like little. Oh, she was such a sweetheart. So yeah, so I, you know, like I said, I ran over this morning and I took her out, and I was just like, whew, I think some of the neighbors were probably like, wait, that lady walks around a Cocker Spaniel. What the hell is she doing with Lady? Like, because when I say everybody, like everybody knows who Lady is. Like, they're probably thinking like, oops, she did it. She stole Lady. Where's Bobby? We got to tell Bobby she stole Lady. I don't know how she got into his house. She had the key. But you know, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I mean, I thought about, like, do I really have to, like, bring her back? And I even thought about, you know, like, well, she can come over, you know, and hang out with Roscoe, you know, hang out with me so she's not lonely. But then I was like, maybe we shouldn't do that, because, like, what if he gets done home early and he's like, hey, like, where's my dog? Like, I just asked you to take her out. But, yeah, so... And then I talked to Bobby today, and I was like, and I told him, I was like, look, you know, I'm like, you ever need me to take her out? I'm like, you know, morning, night. I'm like, you know, 9 out of 10 times, I'm home. I'm like, I'm not really, like, where I can take her out. And honestly, like, I have a dog myself, so I got to take him out. So I told him, I was like, look, I don't mind taking him out. And he was like, no, he's like, I'll pay you, da-da-da. And I'm like, no. Like, when I feel bad, like, he's been out of work, for a couple months now, you know what I mean? And I'm like, no, you know what I mean? Like, honestly, like, I really don't mind. Like, when I say I think I get just the, like, pure enjoyment of just, like, hanging out with Lady, like, and picking her up and carrying her across the street so her little legs don't have to, you know, try to keep up. And when she gets tired, she'll just, like, flop and she won't move. You just pick her up. But yes, so I'm gonna now, like, what is it? I think Friday he's got work, so I'm gonna take her out in the morning. I think Saturday, Sunday he's off, because I told him, I was like, I was like, well, as you know, my car barely moves. I'm like, I have no plans except for Sunday. You know, I'm going to be going fishing, and I'm hoping, because I was told this fishing spot that you can sometimes see floaty potatoes. So, you know, I don't know, hopefully for my sake, because, you know, it's against the law to touch them. But I mean, if the floaty potato just so happened to jump in the boat or jump in my car and made it to my bathtub, like, look, sir, that is where that floaty potato has obviously decided where he will live. I will make sure he gets plenty of water and vegetables and lettuce. Like, it's all good. That should be an interesting story. Honestly, like, because I've only seen the floaty potatoes, you know, obviously, like, at the Moat Aquarium. I love freaking going there and seeing those two same floaty potatoes. Or, you know, like, at SeaWorld, or like an aquarium, or, you know, the zoo, but not all zoos have floaty potatoes. So, like, I think if I were to see one, like, legit out in the wild, just, like, floating in the river, somebody's gonna have to, like, tie me down, because I'm jumping in the water. Like, I want to go play with that floaty potato. I'm just saying. Like, and they're big, gentle creatures. But I think the whole thing is you're not allowed to touch them because they don't really want them, like, coming up to humans and they'll get hurt and all that good other monkey pokey jazz. But I won't hurt him. I will love him forever, and I will name him George, and he will be my best friend. Yep, so. But all right, guys, with that said, I'm going to hop on out of here. Got to come back next week. See if I caught myself a floaty potato. I'm just saying. But if you're new to the channel and you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. And I'll see you next time, guys. Bye!